Dennis Rodman. And also off the boards. They were a strong board team by adding the number 1 rebounder in the league last year. This should become their stable again, despite, all the talk you hear about their offense. So in order to try to match up with this kind of, against this kind of strength, I think the Seas have to focus on the same areas. Defensively, they're going to have to really support each other all over the place. Try to sustain as much pressure on the ball as they can. In Michael's case, I think they've got to get the ball out of his hands. I think they have to trap him whenever possible. Get him to get rid of the ball so he doesn't come up with the big 42-point type of game that he had last night. And then on the boards, I'll tell you, even if they have to send 5 guys to the backboard, assuming they aren't going to look for the break that much, they first have to control that backboard and send as many people as is necessary to get the job done.
Right now we've got an injury update on the Celtics. Dino Raja has sustained a bruised left hand, suffered last night against Milwaukee. He has to be determined. It was a game-time decision that he will play, but it's fully bandaged. And Greg Minor will not play to a left hamstring strain. And Doug Smith has a fractured second metacarpal in his right hand and is expected to be out for at least 3 or 4 weeks. And also, Scottie Pippen last night had a reoccurrence of a groin pull. Only played 10 minutes, but will start at quick forward for the Bulls. Who's the backcourt of Chicago? It really dramatic oversizing of the Celtics smaller guards here, even at the point guard position in Ron Harper, who's got a good, what is he listed at, 6'6", over Sherm Douglas.
Yeah, we may be able to take this message because we're going to be giving it every night. Just about, as we well know, the Seas have the smallest guards in the league, so they're going to be overmatched. It's going to be a constant problem giving them help inside. They're going to post them up whenever required. I don't think the opponent is going to force it, but whenever they need a hoop, look for the smaller guards to be taken in there. Certainly against these two tonight.
Celtics control the tip. They got swept by the Bulls last season. And, of course, since the Michael Jordan era and his emergence as the superstar, the Celtics have had trouble with this team. And Scottie Pippen. D. Brown launches the outside shot. Fox there has it knocked away. It'll be off of Rick Fox's knee. It'll be Chicago ball.
Rick got off to an excellent start last night. Very productive job offensively with 19 points, but he also did nice work on the offensive board for his sides.
Sherm Douglas on the hustle for the Bulls back. D. Brown somehow slithers by and has an up-tempo basket for the layup. Celtics get on the board first.
Yeah, good look. See, if they run it down floor, that's fine. If something develops as it did then look to exploit it, but just don't force it against these guys.
So hooked by Longley, ties it at 2.
Chicago, by the way, has the same problem we talked about. The Celtics obviously in back-to-back games, but it's easier to adjust at home than it is on the road.
D. Brown going to work on Harper. And illegal defense called on the Bulls.
Harper, the starting guard, he was a phenom in Cleveland a few years ago. As you know, he was a one-man gang, but they let him go. He didn't fit into Lenny Wilkins' style. Now with Michael back into the lineup, Harper becomes a factor.
Fox's outside shot, gobbled up by Rodman.
Yeah, you'll have a much better idea after tonight whether that's a valid assumption.
Ball rolls to Longley. Here's Pippen. They'll go inside on a mismatch. Out quickly. Celtics prepared to double Jordan down low. Harper three-pointer no good. Douglas, they challenge the outlet pass. That'll force the Celtics to slow down.
The better teams really are patient offensively. They make that extra pass. They're just calm and collected. They're never forcing anything offensively. This is what you see Chicago starting out with here tonight.
Pull-up jumper by Pippen, and Celtics down quickly by 4 at 6-2.
And if you're the opponent against that kind of patience, you've got to hang in longer defensively.
Douglas will swing the Fox. Down they go to Eric. Single coverage. Now he draws a crowd. He got hacked on a hand. No whistle. And has the mismatch. This time Jordan against Sherm Douglas. That's short. Gobbled up now by Harper. Pippen will pull it back out. Longley will be called for the hooking foul on Montross.
Longley coming off a one-game suspension. He did not play or start the season with the Bulls last night. I guess he got into an altercation with
Weber. In a fight.
With Weber.
Weber is suspended too, but he's out with a dislocated shoulder. Little pressure in the backcourt by the Bulls.
These guys gave up their starting center in order to bring Dennis Rodman in from San Antonio. Will Perdue. They still have a couple of guys in Longley and Winnington.
Dino unable to hit. Rodman will find Pippen off the glass. So once again, a little interior passing. The Bulls are running effectively. It's 8-2.
That's the pass. If you've got people that have the vision and the skill to do it, makes such a difference on this level in terms of creating the ultimate high percentage shot. And I don't know that any team in the league does it any better than the Bulls.
It's interesting. They've got Michael Jordan defending Sherm Douglas. And Harper staying with D. Brown. Sherm will draw the foul, I believe, on Jordan. Yes, that'll be 2 on Michael.
Well, it's not bad strategy. They know the same thing, Tommy, that we were talking about on top, that Sherman's the man that gets it done for the season in terms of penetration, in terms of swinging the ball, whatever's required in the half court or the up-tempo, and putting Jordan on him, they hope will neutralize most of those skills.
There's Jackson, who's just 14 games away from tying Dick Motta for the most wins of a Bulls coach.
Jackson's sporting a new chin do, right, this year? He didn't have that last year, did he?
Sherm makes the 2 free throws.
When they brought Dennis Rodman in, he figured he had to get into the act.
Now D. Brown and Sherm Douglas clamp on Jordan. It'll be the I'll give it to D. Brown. That'll be his first, and the first team foul on the Celts.
Such a tough assignment for D. He probably matches up fairly well with speed and quickness, but the size, the height, the upper body strength, the whole package that Jordan has makes him such a tough matchup for obviously anyone in the league.
Right. I was going to say, no matter if they're bigger or smaller, Jordan has an answer. So it's 10-4. Jordan now has 2 points.
I don't think you're going to see Michael forcing it tonight. He had to. The team played lackadaisically against Charlotte. They were behind for the first half. And Michael finally decided to take things into his own hands and help them get a little momentum and went for his offense. I don't think you can see that tonight.
First personal, second team.
Pretty good, well, I was going to say pretty good boxing out. Good box with a nice slash move, however, got a hand on it. Rodman is near every rebound offensively and defensively.
Well, they stuck Harper down on the box against Sherm as another potential mismatch situation. So both guards attacking both Celtics small people. Montross fakes the pass, will be called for steps. Now the Celtics, as well as they got off in the first quarter up at the Fleet Center, have been unable to get on track here at the United Center.
Because looked tentative in the paint throughout the preseason. Last night, however, he showed flashes, chipped in with 14 points, but he moved and created stuff for himself in the paint. Tonight, he's looking tentative again.
Now, once again, they went right at Sherm Douglas for the mismatch. This time, Harper a little bit indecisive, causes a 3-second violation on Rodman or Longley. 7:25 to go in the first. The Celtics are down 8. Dino being defended by Rodman and can't control it.
Tough matchup for Dino there. A little taller than Rodman, but the quickness advantage that Dennis has is going to give Dino a lot of trouble on the entry pass.
Jordan cut off at the pass by D. Brown. His shot falls.
Well, again, we get the ball in the hands of the wrong people coming out trying to run transition, Tommy. I've said it enough times during the preseason. Fox should not be handling the ball, and certainly he shouldn't be giving it to Eric Montross with a full stride at half court.
Celtics trail 12-4. We'll be back after this. And now, down to the sidelines with Jackaroo.
This is absolute pandemonium.
But by that time, Dino is so off balance that he can't rescue him.
Well, here's Jordan, works off the pick, slowed down as the quick pass to Longley, tries to hit Rodman going to the hoop, but the interior passing, Longley, for a big guy, is very good passer.
Yeah, the Bulls don't feel the pressure, Tommy, defensively, to take that first shot to show. So as we said, they're taking their time, they're taking high percentage shots, they're making the extra pass because they know that the additional pass is going to produce positive results. They simply don't feel any pressure to do it quickly.
There'll be an offensive foul on Eric Montross.
Offensive foul.
And Eric just looks
is first personal.
Quizzically at the official.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up. Eric facing Longley, backs off. I guess after what we saw Rodman and Dino go through a moment ago, that foul was Mickey Mouse.
As the post up by the point guard Harper, 16-4, and the Celtics are really having offensive problems. And the defense also not there. Layout pass picked off by Pippen. Harper loses it, picked up by D. Brown. Somebody out in front. Here comes D on the hustle, give to Fox. And they will pull it back out. They've gotten one fast break layup and 2 free throws so far in this quarter with 5:53 to go. And D. Sherm Douglas forced to the timeout. It'll be a 20-second timeout.
Well, a quick trap in the corner and an alert call by Sherm. The defense had him sealed in pretty good here, and he was in danger of throwing it away, so he took the 20 seconds. There it is. There's a mismatch. Longley reluctant to go out, but Harper moves in. Loses control momentarily, and they say quick thinking saves the possession.
So there you see the field goal shooting here in the first quarter, and Jordan hasn't even heated up yet. 7 for 14. Michael last night was 16 for 29, 42 points, and 7 for 9 from the free throw line. So Dennis Rodman, new hairdo.
They call it, in case it's of vital interest, aloha. Gold with a red swoosh.
Oh.
Someone
like the headdress of the old chieftain?
No, someone in the paper described it today as looking like a bleeding wound.
Oh, please.
However, put your own interpretation.
Please.
That was a direct quote. I laughed.
There you go, and little defense that time. They pulled that one off. Fox will find D. Brown. Disdains the outside shot and forces a turnover. 7 turnovers right now for the Celtics.
Yeah, and that's, you've got to avoid that at all costs against the Chicago defense. Turnovers, steals, poor shot selection, all of those things keep you from even staying in the game against a team like Chicago. Got to play a tight, firm, intelligent game.
Turnover by Rodman gets the ball back to Sherm Douglas. Coming up to 5 minutes in the first, and the Celtics have only 4 minutes, 4 points so far.
Well, a 1 for 6 stats pretty much told the story defensively on the effect that Chicago was having on the Celtic offense.
Foul will be on Rodman. That will put the
Foul number 91, Dennis Rodman.
Bulls at the limit.
First personal, 14th foul.
So the next one will put the Celtics at the line for 2.
Steve Kerr replacing Michael Jordan.
Steve Kerr in to replace Michael Jordan. Kerr had his way with the Celtics last year, played some very effective games against the Celtics.
Good, solid player. Excellent outside threat. Led the league in three-point shooting accuracy, I believe.
Dino worked his way nicely in there. Couldn't get it to go. Down low again. Harper on Douglas. Here's Kerr on the outside as D. Brown lost him.
From Ron Harper.
Good movement without the ball. Excellent percentage shooters who move without it normally end up with wide open shots.
Sherm Douglas front rims it. Longley there.
Celtics starting to take the first shot that shows, Tommy, and that's exactly what the aggressive Chicago defense wants them to do.
Nobody finds Harper. And the Celtics have been inept here in this first quarter, scoring 4 points and giving up 20. There's timeout.
Last year, Amy Peterson of Fleet approved
half-hour newscast. UPN 38 Fine News. Your world takes shape in half an hour.
Celtics shooting 10% in this quarter. And there have been some people off the bench for the Celtics. Dana Barros in and Junior Burrow.
Chicago defense displayed right there with the help from Scottie Pippen on the high dribble by Montross. And a little impatience on the part of the Celtics produced 10% accuracy rate. Nice job there.
Rick Fox.
So Rick Fox scores the Celtics' second field goal.
PA announcer's a big fan. Call him Ray Fox.
Jump hook again by Longley there. Montross muscles for the rebound. Here comes Sherm. Dana Barros has come in and replaced D. Brown. They'll go to Fox, looking down low. They back off Fox, give him the outside shot. Montross now spins away and will draw the foul on Longley.
Eric taking a little too long to get his act together. If he wants one dribble, that's acceptable. Any more than that gets him in trouble against this team that has the quick guards and they're
all right, stop talking. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. 44 years ago tonight, okay? You and Bill Sharman make your Celtics debut.
Okay.
All right?
I'll
Look at that. See that? Against the Indianapolis Olympians.
I hope we were on the winning side.
And the Celtics won 97-65.
Okay.
That was 44 years ago.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
My goodness.
Yeah. Who was high score? Whoop.
Well, you were, probably. You always had the ball.
That's so I could give it to you.
I knew where to run. There's Pippen will get it away off of Sherm Douglas. The rebound there by Burrow. Here comes Dana Barros. Takes it up quickly and then tosses it away at knee level to Rick Fox. Celtics with now 10 turnovers in the first quarter.
Yeah, some of them unforced, as that one was. Dana just releasing a little too quickly before Fox was in position.
Bill Wennington is in for the Bulls. And this is his shot. Dana Barros out rebounds Dennis Rodman. Dana will take the three. They'll say it's two, so Dana comes out firing. They need a little firepower off the bench, and the Celtics now have 9 points. It's 29 with 1:53 to go in the first. Eric Williams about to report in for Boston. In it goes to Wennington. Up fake, no good. Will go out in front. Here comes Dana Barros. That's trapped against the board. And they'll score the basket. It should have been a goaltend on the first play.
Someone is down. Harper, who followed Dana in. Good pursuit. Here's the play. Here comes Pippen. But good pursuit by Rick Fox. A lot of times, guys, if the guy's got a breakaway layup, won't bother coming down court.
I'll give the hoop to Rick Fox. It's a three by Kerr. It's 23-11. The Celtics offense starting to get on track at least a little bit. Coming up to a minute, here's Sherm Douglas will take the outside shot. That's no good. Dennis Rodman right there.
Rodman had 11 last night and 2 points, 11 rebounds, which they described as a somewhat mediocre performance for him.
Celtics had an opportunity for a steal and a breakaway, and they fumbled it away.
He led the league in bounds last year. There you see him working hard to get in front of Montrose. He doesn't sometimes use his speed and quickness properly. He's simply too physical getting around a man like that, and he doesn't have to. It's like raising a red flag.
Jason Caffey will come in, rookie, to replace Rodman.
And for the Bulls, number 35, Jason Caffey.
And D. Brown will come in and replace Sherm Douglas. So we'll see if Dana Barros can operate as the point guard. Montrose continues to have some foul shooting problems. Eric Williams gets his first minutes in his second game.
Caffey was the 20th pick in the first round for Chicago. 6'8" power forward out of Alabama.
So Montrose 1 of 2. It's 23-12 Chicago. And Pippen going to work on Williams.
Good test here for the rookie Williams. Woo, goes Pippen leaving out. Wow, not a powerful move. Just a little fake to the inside and then a quick 360 left Williams literally standing at the baseline.
Eric will find Eric Williams. And there'll be a 3-second violation on Junior Burrow, the 11th turnover of the quarter. And Tony Kukoc is about to report in for the Bulls.
Kukoc has been, well, that was a quick visit for Mr. Caffey, huh? Kukoc supposedly has been pouting a little bit about not being in the starting lineup, but it's pretty tough competition up there, and Phil Jackson wants him coming off the bench with the second unit.
Boston foul, number 55.
Put points on the board in a hurry, this kid.
First personal, first in the last 2 minutes.
The Celtics pick up the foul. That's first in the last 2 minutes. Pippen will go to Kerr. He'll launch. No. Up high for the miss is Burrow. Outlet pass. Williams has it. And it will not have counted anyhow. So a very slow start for the Celtics. Leave them with a 13-point deficit after one. It's 25-12 Bulls.
Gene, what are you eating there?
Popcorn. What else? You can go to the movies. Popcorn. Mismatch. Pippen against D. Brown. Easily over the top. Outshot 26% in that first quarter. Only took 15 shots. Had 11 turnovers.
Didn't really respond well. That's a nice move. Kukoc went for the steal.
Junior
Burrow just...
Junior Burrow, you may be surprised, folks. He got a little nervous at the Fleet Center last night. That kid can really operate down low. Here's Pippen. Leans into Montrose, gets away with it. The tip-in will be by Wennington.
Bill Wennington.
29-14 Chicago.
Wennington.
Celtics going now with Barros, Eric Williams, who's working on Kukoc. He'll get the hoop and go to the line, and that's what Williams showed last evening, aggressiveness.
Full foul, number 7.
He's have a little speed and quickness advantage in that matchup, T. Williams with Kukoc at 6'7", Kukoc at about 6'11". Reaches in, creates the contact. Williams maintains control. Still launches a nice soft shot. And I'll tell you, a nice stroke there as well.
3-point play for Eric Williams, who has 3. And the Celtics trail by 12. Caffey has come back in for the Bulls. Down low is Kukoc trying to work on Williams. And in the back court for the Bulls is Randy Brown.
Boston foul number 55, Eric Williams.
Now call a foul on Eric Williams.
Personal. First team foul.
Kukoc goes down low to Wennington. Dino Rogers come in to replace Montross. The foul will be on Dana Barros.
Boston foul number 11, Dana Barros, his first personal, second team foul. For the Bulls, Jason Caffey, 2 shots.
Cruz, we saw the front line of or 3 really super players that these Bulls have in Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. Looks like they haven't missed a beat.
Well, as I think we mentioned earlier, the early speculation in the NBA is that these guys are going to get themselves a championship. I think they've got to stay healthy. That center position with Perdue gone is a little suspect. Wennington and Longley work hard, but, neither one of them are skilled centers. I can't imagine them going up against the Davids or Kings or Shaqs of the world.
Longley played pretty effectively his first year with the Bulls in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're pretty happy with him. Burrow, good up fake. And that'll be the foul on Caffey. So Junior Burrow will go for 2.
Foul number 35, Jason
It's
Caffey.
the kind of offense the Caesars got to go to against this aggressive Chicago D. Don't settle for the outside shot. Get it into the paint. Lay a few fakes on it. Go to the line if you can't get yourself the hoop. Then make the free throw. Preferably.
Always make the free throw when you get to the line. Sounds so simple. There you saw his stats from last year at Virginia. So Junior makes 1 of 2. 31-18. Celtics now starting to have a little bit of an offensive rhythm. There's Kukoc. Goes to the left hand and rolls free. Picked up by Williams. Quickly now to Dana Barros on the move. Dino Raja will take the stop and pop. And Dino in the book for his first 2.
That's the first good look he's gotten at the basket. Between Rodman's suffocating defense in the paint and the C's not running a great deal, he simply has that many good opportunities.
Steps on Kukoc.
Traveling violation, Boston ball.
This unit much more effective so far for the C's than the first unit.
Well, the first unit was also playing against Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen.
You think that had something to do with it?
I think so. This unit playing against Steve Kerr, Kukoc, Wennington, Caffey, and another young player.
Randy Brown.
Randy Brown.
Free agent.
D. Brown. No.
He's only going to be effective if he starts the game off taking it to the basket strong. He's done that a few times this year so far. And that sets up the outside game, not the other way around.
Randy Brown.
Little pass over, come back and get it, and right up with the shot. Gets Randy Brown in the book. It's 33-20. Burrow now working on Caffey, the other rookie. Draws the double. D. Brown on the catch into the shot. Will get
D. Brown.
4 points now, and the Celtics trail 33. Second year with the Bulls. D. Brown tries to get around Randy Brown. Can't do it now. Leans by. Will find Eric Williams. Good move by Eric off the back of the rim. Pulled off by Caffey. Brown now will go to Kukoc. Kukoc gets it back. Knocked away by Dino Raja as he having trouble putting his hands on the ball. Now he comes up with the miss. Steve Brown. Dana Barros loses it. Eric Williams leans in and call the foul.
Hey, Williams is attacking. That's what we were talking about on top. ML likes what he sees here about his aggressiveness in the paint. Not afraid to take it in. He's going in the 6'11" Wennington, who doesn't get in there quickly enough. But this kid is doing all the right things so far. If anything, he's a little too quick for himself. He isn't in control of his quickness. You know, you want to be quick, but you don't want to hurry, that type of thing. And he's going to, that's something obviously he's going to learn. But the fact that he has this
Boston substitution.
overwhelming speed and quickness is going to help him make the adjustments.
So Montross back in for Junior Burrow. Nice little outing for Junior. Had 3 points and a couple of rebounds and good recognition of a double team. So Eric Williams with 3 points. Kerr off the pick. Gets it away. Rolls to Dino. Looking for the outlet. We'll find it now on D. Brown.
You notice Chicago not shooting as well this quarter, not only because the second unit is in, but without Jordan's presence in there. See, he takes the defensive focus away from everyone, so all of a sudden the other 4 guys have nice open shots. No pressure on them. With Jordan out of there, now the pressure increases, and therefore the lower shooting percentage.
Well, as timeout on the floor, the Bulls lead 33-24. We'll be back for the remaining 7:36 of the first half. Celtics have upped their shooting percentage right now to 41%. Currently shooting 71% in this quarter and have had no turnovers in this quarter. Kerr now goes inside on Longley, working on Montross. Well, I'll tell you, this kid can shoot. Single coverage on Longley, and he just wheels easily by Eric.
Using his big, bulky body effectively to get that good position. And you're right, Tommy, the Celtics have not been trapping down. They didn't last night as well, and, you know, maybe they haven't gotten to this yet in their preparation, although this is pretty basic. You've got to send help to those big guys.
Randy Brown.
Randy Brown gets it off against D. Brown. It's 37-24. The Celtics made a nice run at the Bulls. The Bulls, with their second unit now, starting to extend the lead. And Longley will be called for the foul. That'll be the third team, make it the 4th team foul on the Bulls. And Michael Jordan and David Wesley come in for their respective teams. David Wesley didn't see much action last night, and David will replace D. Brown. And we'll see David is going to defend Michael Jordan.
Probably with varying degrees of impact on their respective teams.
And David Wesley and Dana Barros in there in the backcourt. Williams up fakes. And
wrong decision by the rookie. He had the room, should have taken a little pop or faked it to draw Kukoc out if he wanted him there, but he put it to the floor with the man 8 feet off him.
Thought he went for the fake. Here's Simpkins, who played with Eric Williams at Providence. And it'll be steps on Dickey. Little Dickey.
Simpkins a little unsure of that move. Wants to put it to the floor.
A lot of people were ambivalent about Dickey Simpkins, but he showed well in the tournament his senior year and ends up here in Chicago. Dana Barros shot blocked.
Don't force your offense, Dana. It's the problem when you're trying to get points, primarily from outside.
Kukoc pass picked off by Barros. And nice pass back, David Wesley, to get Barros. 4 points, and the Celtics trail by 11, 37-26, with 5:41 to go in the half. Jordan now will go to Randy Brown. Kukoc working on Williams, single coverage. The fall away by Kukoc rolls right in.
His first hoop, 4 points for Tony now. He had 15 in the opener last night. He said he's a scoring machine, but he does a lot of other good things. Puts the ball to the floor extremely well. Good passing, big man for his size.
Dino short, rebounded by Wesley. He'll take the 3. It rolls to Randy Brown. Off on the gallop, the Bulls. Simpkins on the wing. Kukoc fakes the 3. And Dino saves. Celtics will try to run here. Barros has it knocked away by Randy Brown. 14 on the shot clock. Dana will take the 3 and get it. Bing, bang, boom. Dana Barros. 39-29. Chicago.
Dana can light it up out there when he gets the hot hands going.
Jordan now on a mismatch. Wesley gets a piece of the ball, but they'll say, Jordan, you can't do that to Michael Jordan. So
they're so used to calling the foul on a man that guards Jordan that sometimes the whistle blows automatically. I don't know if we can take another look at it, but it looked like David got pretty much nothing but ball that time.
32 years of age, Coos. When you were 32, was the game as tough to play as it was, as easy to play when you're 32? Here's the replay.
No, but I didn't jump over the backboard. Yeah, well, you can't tell from the replay Jordan's in the way. I couldn't jump over the backboard the way Michael does.
Motivation to play and all that stuff.
Oh, I think so. Well, he had a year and a half off?
Yep.
He was playing with that other little round ball.
Dennis Rodman back in for the Bulls. He'll pick up Dino. Dino backs him down. Spins by him, and Pippen bothered the shot. Here comes Jordan. The head up will go to Rodman. Montross takes it away from Simpkins momentarily, and there's a foul on Randy Brown. That will put the Celts on the line.
Bulls over the limit. That'll happen to an aggressive defensive team, but it also has its share of rewards. The last time down, Dino spun away from Rodman. There's the brain trust. Jimmy Rogers, former Celtic coach. Clemens and Tex Winter, the venerable old NBA coach who came in with, I think they give him credit for putting in this triangle offense that Chicago's used so effectively in their half-court set.
Oh, they got signs right in back of this, the basket, the team shootout free throws, and boy, they wave them, and sportsmanship. Where is that? This is more like a college atmosphere in this building now.
Well, it's been effective because the C's continue to shoot poorly from the line.
Kerr out to Pippen, left alone. Swing look, no good. Dino takes it away from Rodman.
Rodman's always in your face, even after you get control of the ball.
Kick out pass right there. Pippen smelled it out early. The lean by Pippen. Dino there. Outlet pass ends up in Montross's hands. Jordan right there.
Not the game the C's want to play against Chicago, as we said on top. They're playing right into their hands. They love the schoolyard up and down, out of control type game. That's when Michael and Harper both do their things in the open court.
Foul on Dino Raja as he gets up off the floor. Michael Jordan will be shooting two after the timeout. First foul on Dino. 2:48 to go in the first half. Celtics down 11.
Everybody's got their own.
And look at these kids.
That's back
She was my
Coney
choice.
Island days, right?
She was my choice. She ended up short. As the eventual winner there on the right of your screen.
Bump them. Get them.
Coos, that was Dodger cars. This was a flat-out race. This is different.
Oh, well, that's the way to win the race. Bump them off the track.
Celtics, you see, taking more free throws than Chicago. Jordan now misses the first.
It's his first miss out of 5 from the line. Michael only has 1 hoop so far, so he's been kind of cooling it.
Celtics have evened off in the rebound department. High off the glass, Montrose for the putback.
That's a nice job, both by Dino staying in the play and then Montross reacting to the missed shot.
Celtics have cut the Bulls' lead to under 10. Pippen, that's short. Quickly to Fox, taken away by Rodman, can't save it.
Chicago with the first unit back in pretty much, with the exception of Simpkins, but they're cooling it, you know. They figure they had such an easy time in the first quarter. They're no longer taking the Celtics seriously, and maybe the Celtics can use this to their advantage. They hang tough and stop throwing the ball away and create some good shots. They can cut into this lead.
Dana Barris will use the Dino Raja pick. We'll go back to Dino to stop, and pop by Dino goes. So Dino effective. Long pass. Pippen right there. Fox down low against him.
No matter how much strength, it's always a mistake on this level to not take the opponent seriously.
Pippen challenged. Simpkins can't hold on. Kerr launches. That rolls free to David Wesley. David has stripped by Pippen.
Great quickness for a man his size.
Great hands, too. Celtics making a move here with just a little more than a minute to go in the half. Simpkins works free and will draw the foul on Eric Montross.
Good move there by Simpkins. Using some of his own quickness to spin around. Montross quickly catches him by surprise. Eric not quite in a ready position, so he doesn't respond quickly enough to the move by Dickey.
Well, some of these moves by ML right now taking Montross out to get more mobility in there. Not a bad idea as Montross picks up a second personal. Here comes Dana trying to hustle it up and just intimidated off the hard push by Pippen. Burrow now going to work on Simpkins. Dino now. Nice move by Dino, and he just drifted and hung off the glass. Dino with 6 points, and the Celts now trail by 8.
That's excellent. Celts fighting their way back into it, taking advantage of Chicago's lethargy.
Rick Fox gets a piece of the ball, but picks up his second foul.
Chicago no longer helping out on the defensive end, so the C is starting to see and create much more daylight in terms of their shooting opportunities.
So Pippen, who only played 10 minutes last night and went scoreless, now has 9 points tonight in some extended minutes. And you'll see his numbers from last year. Makes the 2 free throws. Bulls have it back up to 10 points. Here's Dana Barros. Stopped again by Pippen. Now trapped Dana. Nice pass. They find Rick Fox, and he can't finish it off, but he'll get to the line. The foul will be on. Ooh. He'll call it on Dickey Simpkins.
A good example there of rushing the offense. Rick's going to the line, but again, that extra pass would have created a layup for Burrow, who was in position there. Can't be too anxious on that offensive end.
1.5, Eric. 1.5.
So Rick Fox only played 2 games against the Bulls last year. Was bothered with an injury towards the tail end. 6 points now for Rick. 46-38, and there'll be a 20-second timeout by the Bulls as there's 20.6 left in the half. And as Phil Jackson is going to put in his 20-second flag.
How about his, 20-second, 0.6, huh? Well, he's got to be a little disappointed that his seemingly overwhelming lead early in the first quarter has dwindled. The Celtics have hung in tough, come back, and taken advantage. Sometimes the players do it on purpose, Tommy. The first unit, when they see that, when they open up a quick lead and easily on an opponent, they say, you know, if we end this game in the first half, we're not going to play much in the second. And they kind of lay back a little bit and cool the defensive effort and allow the opponent to get back in. This occasionally can backfire.
Well, there's no question that the Chicago Bulls team is a very, very confident ball club with most of the players on the team, particularly the key players, having seen championships. Jordan with 3 rings.
Yeah,
Jordan's going to work on David Wesley now. We'll find Kerr. Kerr loses it. Picked up by Wesley.
Look up. Look up.
And Wesley will be fouled by Michael Jordan. as in all that maneuvering, Wesley didn't really have an opportunity to spot how much time was on the shot clock. But he ends up picking the foul up on Jordan. That'll be his third.
Number 4.
I think there are 3 guys left now that Michael is back who have the 3 championship rings. Pippen, Kerr, and let's see, was Michael here for all the championships?
Michael, he was the reason they had the championship.
Yeah, I think he was around.
So Eric Williams comes in for Rick Fox for the last 2.7, perhaps for rebounding on a miss, or at least some defense. And Wesley makes that and gets the Celts within 6. Long pass over the top, and Dino cut it off. It'll be Boston ball underneath their own basket as they try to alley-oop one to Michael Jordan down in the end zone.
Good job by ML. He put Williams in for his leaping ability and his quickness to put as much pressure on Pippen's pass as possible, and it was effective. He threw it out of bounds. The sees now can still get off a good shot.
Burrow, yes, can't get it to go, so they had a perfect, clear opportunity. But after a very, very slow first start, or first quarter for the Celtics, where they shot at 1.10%, they have rallied back here in the second quarter. Rick Fox, Steve Brown, and let's see who's going to be at the point guard. Have not seen who's coming out. Sherm Douglas is now taking off his jacket. He will be the point guard. So the Celtics with this group stumbled along in the first quarter, looked a little bit unsure, turned it over as the Bulls put that, what they always like to do and have in prior seasons, get on you quickly in the first quarter and the third quarter to try and salt you away early. And it had an effect on the Celtics in that first quarter. Let's see what will happen here in the third. Yeah. Bulls will go with Michael Jordan, Pippen, Luck Longley, Ron Harper, and Dennis Rodman.
Let's see what kind of intensity Chicago comes out with, Tommy. I'm sure Jackson has seen the same things we've had. He's concerned about their play and intensity level in the second quarter, and has made that known to them at halftime. Let's see if it got their attention.
Well, D. Brown's going to once again line up with Jordan. The alley-oop goes to Pippen, and there'll be a foul called on Dino Radja as he saw the alley-oop right there. That'll be the second foul on Dino. He smelled out the alley-oop. Into Jordan. And once again, they try the alley-oop. Spin move by Jordan. Glides by
Michael Jordan.
See, if Michael decides to go to work, Tommy, let's face it, he can, realistically, he can pretty much create and call his own offense. There it is. He fakes into the middle, gets D. Brown leaning that way, and then D is just calling for help. But I'll tell you what, there's no help available when you've got the quickness of a Michael Jordan. You know, the big guys just won't react that fast.
Michael Jordan, all he has to do is catch you looking at an anticipated pick, and he's gone. Little pressure in the backcourt by the Bulls. Quickly now to D. Brown. He's going to go hard to the basket. Gets hit. Loses possession. No whistle. And Jordan comes up with it. Harper attacks the hook. And the foul will be on Dino.
Good job by Harper. Saw the big guy coming in from the weak side. Switched it to the outside hand. Used his body effectively. Watch this. Nice high lob lead pass by Jordan, who sees the floor so well. You see him lean into Dino to deflect the contact and still maintain his control, and finishes it off nicely.
Well, that was Harper laying at the head of the key. We're going to get a replay of that one because the shot was short. And Harper was angling for the offensive rebound. There's timeout as ML Carr doesn't like the start of this third quarter. It's 53-40 Chicago.
If you think this is amazing, wait till you see the
38. Little pressure on Sherm Douglas.
Well, we were speculating as to whether Phil Jackson got their attention at halftime. I think it's obvious that he did. As Chicago comes out with the intensity, as you can see, attacking the ball. Dino, however, does a nice job working out of that seal that time.
Dino now with 8. And the Celts now back within 11. They had a climb back at halftime to within 6. And there'll be a travel on Longley.
When a team comes out with that level of intensity, the only way to combat it is to try to match it. Seas don't have the talent, but they certainly have the will. Bad pass by Sherm.
Boy, on the breakout, Pippen just yanked Rick Fox's arm, and the official missed it completely. Fox was asking for the ball over Pippen. Steve Brown underneath the pick. Jordan will use it. Now leans back, gives it to Longley. Lean in, look. Rodman loses it as Sherm harassed him. Fox will go back to Douglas. Down low is Montross. Rodman on him. Here's Sherm. They back off him. And the foul will be on Pippen.
They're back doubling the ball, Tommy, at every opportunity, especially inside. So the big people have got to stay alert to that and look for those free guys, or if they're going to make the move, make it as quickly as possible. Don't put it to the floor once or twice. Pippen and Jordan will get in there on it.
First foul on Pippen, first on Chicago. Dino down low will take the jumper. Air ball picked up by Jordan. Make it Pippen. Longley in the paint. Over the back foul will be on Eric. That's his third.
Third team, I believe. So Celtics
fourth team.
Fourth team. Well, shot the Bulls in the first half from the line, building a quick hole for themselves here in the third quarter.
They get to Jordan off the double pick, but Pippen left unguarded, lays to Longley beautifully. Superior inside passing by the Bulls have given them a 13-point third quarter lead.
And again, the confidence of one of the better teams displaying itself in their passing game here.
Montross banged by Longley. Fourth foul on Longley.
Foul number 13 with Longley. His fourth personal, second team foul. Your attention, please.
Little give and go basketball here. Pippen sets the pick, rolls off it, pass back by Jordan. Little acrobatics up in the air as he draws the defender away from Longley. And a nice drop down for the easy layup by the 7-footer. I'm amazed at the way Montross usually works the other way. A rookie comes in and he's shaky and tentative and apprehensive from the line to begin with. He came in releasing that so well with so much confidence and shot it very well the first half of last year. All of a sudden he goes into this funk, and it's the worst release you could possibly imagine all of a sudden.
Well, he either front rims it or back rims it, and seldom finds the in-between. Here's Harper, finds Pippen. Mismatch down low. Jordan spins away from the potential double team, buries that, and the lead is up to 15 for the Bulls.
It would appear that Phil Jackson said something to Michael akin to, Michael, go to work offensively for 8 minutes for me, will you, in the third, and let's get this thing over with. And Michael seems to be following orders. Much more offensive-minded here than he has been so far.
And good defense. Here's Harper, loses it, but guess who finds it? Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Here comes Michael.
Michael now with 13 and a smile on his face.
The only player in the league probably that can literally call and select his own offense. You know? I don't know that there's ever been a player that's been able to do that.
Pippen got a piece of Dino. Dino had a wide open shot. Here's Fox. And they'll call a foul on Rick Fox. Dino Roger is getting upset with himself. He turned down a wide open jumper. The fourth foul now on Fox, and off the bench will be Junior Burrow.
Penalty. Boston substitution number 5, Junior Burrow.
Well,
The foul, they say, on Rick Fox.
They're saying a loose ball foul. That puts the Celtics over the limit.
Rick Fox, his 4th personal penalty.
Well, having a little discussion with these CBA officials. One of these guys, I think, just started shaving last week.
Oh, you're cruel. Mean.
For the Bulls, Scottie Pippen, 2 shots.
So the team that helped get the Celtics back in this game in the second quarter are about to re-enter the game. Dana Barris and Eric Williams.
Substitutions for Boston.
And the rookie,
number 55, Eric Williams.
Junior Burrow, as Rick Fox will go to the bench along with Sherm Douglas.
Well, I think that's a good move. You know, as we said a while ago, you've got to match the intensity of the opponent. If the older players aren't prepared to do that, put the kids in and tell them to just raise hell and havoc in there and get all over the ball and trap it. Try to do basically what Chicago's doing.
Tony Kukoc has come in for. And there's Burrow trying to get it over Kukoc. D. Brown, and the foul, I believe, will be on Jordan. He raises his hand. Yes. That'll be his 4th.
Bulls foul number 23, Michael Jordan.
Don't count on this man fouling out of the game, however.
For the Celtics, D. Brown, 2 shots.
Now, when you've got the kind of speed and quickness he has, it's much easier, obviously, to avoid fouling when you get into a serious situation than it is the bigger, more awkward guys who really have to respond to the play and react to it. And, you know, don't have the luxury of those kind of skills.
So D. Brown makes both free throws. He's got 6 points. But the Celtics are down 17 with 7:50 to go in the third. Jordan over the top of Brown easily.
Michael Jordan from Scottie Pippen.
He's tough enough for a guy his own size because of his great leaping ability. But against a smaller man, he's got the cleanest look you ever saw from the outside. Williams leans in, and they'll call an offensive foul on Williams as Harper took the hard hit.
That's fine, though. You know, the instinct is there. That's the important thing. As I say, he's got to control his quickness. That's not what he's not doing at the moment, but that should come.
Dino fights for the miss. Comes up with it. Dino had a good rebounding first half. Led both ball clubs with 8 rebounds. Burrow tries to spin away. It's knocked out of bounds by Pippen, who is like a middle linebacker, helping everybody.
I'll tell you what, we told you he led the league in steals last year, almost 3 a game. See, he comes over from the weak side. That's how rookies learn their lesson. Burrow figures all I got to do is beat my own man, but quick as a flash, here comes 6'9" Pippen with that long reach and exceptional anticipation.
Well, an offensive foul on Junior Burrow. Jordan, the fall away. Dino right there and having trouble grabbing the ball. Now comes up. We're going to run against Rodman. Williams will pull it back out. They're looking inside to Burrow. Burrow tries to spin away, gets a clean look over Kukoc and gets his 5th point. So the Celtics, 2 rookies, have shown something here this evening.
Not only that, but Burrow went right back after it, you know, after the Pippen reject, so it didn't intimidate him. Good sign.
Mismatch over the top of Dana Burrows. Ron Harper with a 6-inch advantage over Dana.
Shooting fish in a barrel, as they see. A guy with Harper's talents to have a 6-inch advantage in the paint.
Burrow tied up momentarily. Goes to the left hand. It rolls free. Forecourt, and it'll be knocked out by Junior Burrow. He's not getting any breaks, boy. There were a couple of people right on his arm as he was putting it up.
He's not a leaper, and he paid the price for it there, but I'll tell you, he stayed after it. And that counts for a lot.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Boston foul number 5, Junior Burrow.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you're a replacement official or a bona fide official. They're going to do it to the rookies in this league.
I want to tell you, it's ridiculous. So the foul is on Junior Burrow.
Rookies take the heat. Just, I think psychologically, it becomes easier to put air in that whistle when you've got a rookie involved with the play.
So Montross will re-enter the game. Burroughs will go to the bench.
Montross with 3 of his own fouls.
Celtics had it down to a 6-point halftime lead for the Bulls, and now have lost control here in the third, much like they did in the first. As Kukoc powers it through.
Well, that's the second time the Celtics have fallen asleep off the missed free throw. You saw Harper get his own rebound a while ago, and that time Pippen sneaks in on the inside. Little things that you have to be aware of against a team like this. Williams, good move.
A foul will be on Rodman, as the Celtics successfully beat the pressure and came up with a layup.
His third personal.
Fans, nothing we've seen so far tonight in the second game neutralizes any of the good things we have to say about this young man. He continues to show the requisites and the skills that are necessary to be successful on this level. And that's something obviously that you can't teach. So he's going to learn and become much more effective as he goes along. But it's back-to-back nights now that he's, as I say, displayed the speed and quickness, the aggressiveness in the paint, and the tenacious defense, which is certainly a good sign.
Caffey has come in to replace, well, who went out? Rodman, who picked up the foul.
Hey, Rodman hasn't done much in 2 nights. Pippen from way out.
Well, Eric Williams says that Pippen burned me on the drive. I better lay off a little bit. And Pippen just took it over and launched the 3.
The advantage of being 6'9" and having that kind of range.
Barros misses his 3. Jordan misses his 3.
Jordan wants to match his teammate. Chicago is toying with him. Let's face it, they're playing with him, you know. They did it in the first quarter. They built up their lead, and then they took it easy in the second. The Celtics fought back. Now, again, they're putting on the pressure here in the third. And they've once again seemingly broken the game open.
Kirk comes in to replace Michael Jordan. So the Bulls are going to have a chance to look at some of their younger players with 22-point lead with 4:38 to go in the third. The foul will be on Bill Winnington.
Winnington, who hung around Dallas without getting off the bench much for about, I don't know how long, 6 or 7 years. This is his 10th year in the league. Come and found a home here in Chicago.
Dino down low against Caffey, draws the double. D. Brown to catch and shot. Yes! 71-51. D. Brown with 8. Celtics don't have anybody yet that have gotten to double figures.
Good call by D. Brown that time, and a nice look.
Caffey shot blocked by Dino. And there's a good move by Williams. Waited for Dino to create a little bit of a problem for the defense and used it.
Again, open floor. Defense hasn't gotten back and set itself. The Williams quickness takes advantage of it. Here's the defensive play by Montross and Dino, who finally gets to it on a rookie Caffey. And then Williams takes advantage of it on the other end. When you can put it to the floor and you've got this kind of quickness before the defense sets, although it collapsed pretty good on him by then, but he still ends up going to the line. Good job.
So the rookie now has 8 points. He's tied with D. Brown and Dino Raja for leading scorer of the Celtics. Mismatch. D. Brown tries to steal, can't come up with it. Montross fumbles it out of bounds. It'll be Bulls ball with 12 on the shot clock.
Pippen continues to display this exceptional athletic talent that a man his size has.
They've lost Kerr. They pay.
Shot at 52%. from the three-point line last year. Led the league, as we told you. Great confidence in his outside shot. Chicago has great confidence in it as well. Gives him a free rein.
Williams working on Kukoc. They'll be called for steps.
Traveling violation.
Yeah, good call. That was covered a little too much territory without putting it to the floor. But again, the rookie enthusiasm that he's going to get under control and stop picking up those turnovers.
Somehow it gets back to Pippen, as Pippen, you know, when Jordan left this ball club, I think Pippen really tried to assume leadership, and he may have had some differences, particularly that game that Jackson wanted him to come out and have Kukoc take the last shot, and he kind of lost face here in Chicagoland in the Windy City. But this guy is just the total basketball player.
He sure is. Puts it to the floor, takes it in, lays down, has the range. Excellent defensive player. Led the league, as we told you, in steals last year. Rebounds extremely well for his size. What else is there to do? Now, if he'll only go in when the coach tells him to. Or not go in.
Well, sit on the bench once in a while. I want to try this guy. You know how players are. Montross draws the crowd, and the foul will be on Wennington. As timeout on the floor, it's 75-53. The Celtics having troubles here in the third.
First, we brought you the cheers. Then we brought you where no one has gone before. Now, we bring you something even more dramatically different. UPN 38 Prime News at 10. Boston's only primetime half-hour news. With first weather and a concise wrap-up of the news that matters and the sports you want. UPN 38 Prime News at 10, where your world takes shape in half an hour.
I got busy signals for an hour last night trying to call you.
Why are you playing hard to get?
I called you 10 times, Mom, and then I had to walk.
When right now, call waiting is so easy to get.
I spent an hour trying to reach you.
And all I got was busy. Call now and get free connection. You'll pay just $2.58 per month in Massachusetts, and you may never miss another call.
You got call waiting. Finally.
Oh.
9X.
Lately, Mike and I have been driving around, trying to find the perfect house. It's going to have a fenced-in yard, and a little garden, and inside we want lots of windows, hardwood floors, and a big brick fireplace. And just know we're going to find it. I know it.
At Fannie Mae, we're the nation's largest source of funds for mortgage lenders. Call us for a free guide to get you started on the path to home ownership.
Fans, you don't have to wait until Thursday to see your favorite show. Now you can laugh your week off with Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer on Seinfeld, Monday through Saturday at 7, right here on UPN 38.
Here's some dizzying entertainment.
Oh, dear me. There's got to be an easier way to get attention.
Hey, we need him on the fast break. Here, look at this.
Is he imitating someone out there?
That little line, a little intro from my little cherub friend. But nonetheless, Eric Montross will be up the line. They'll take two.
Eric Montross, 2 shots.
It's 2 for 6 from the line tonight.
Yep,
you can see. Now that's a nice release.
The hand release. I think what happens is that the body parts get all involved. If he just has the distraction I mentioned earlier, it distracted Eric enough that he clanked it off the back of the rim.
God, that was an ugly release on the other hand. Got to program him, huh? See, he's still shooting it at 38% from the game. Not going to beat anyone in the league, never mind Chicago, with that kind of accuracy or inaccuracy from the field.
Good rebound there by Dino. Dino now has double-figure rebounds. That'll be the 4th foul on the rookie Caffrey.
Dino has not had an explosive offensive night, but I'll tell you, he's worked hard. A little limited with that bruised left hand. He's got himself 8 points, but as you've pointed out, good job rebounding as he did last night.
Boy, that looked like a Hoyt Wilhelm knuckleball.
Not a smooth release.
This is 2. Tip to Pippen. They're on the move. Kerr, the pull-up. And it falls to Kukoc as Eric Williams was sandwiched underneath. Mismatch. Alley-oop to Pippen.
Well, Pippen got the applause, but I'll tell you, Kerr probably deserves the accolades because that's not the easiest pass in the world to make.
Well, they got Pippen playing guard right now, and there's just no way Dee Brown's going to be able to handle it.
2 minutes in the quarter. 2 minutes.
So, you know, you look at these situations, Coos, and the Celtics have all 4 of these guards. There are occasions where they got to find somebody to play some of these people, the big people.
Well, Greg Minor is out. And
right.
I'll be able to go with Greg at the big guard.
Bing, bang, boom. Dana Barros.
His second 3.
He's got 10 points, the first of the Celtics to get to double figures. Is Dee Brown trying to stay low against Pippen.
What an overwhelming feeling that must be for D at 6'1" to be trying to, when Pippen goes into paint, God, must be pleading with him to get out of there.
Well, Coos, you had your moments against the Knicks, I remember. Richie Guerin used to take you down there, one of those big guards. What do you do? What do you feel like? I mean, I know, but what does it feel like when you know, you potentially, there's a
terrifying, that's what it feels like. I told you that. You're not listening to me.
I heard you, but I mean...
Intimidating, terrifying, spooky, scary. But when you're built the way I was, you didn't have to worry about any of those things.
Eric Williams, the first outside shot we've really seen him take in several games we've seen him play. Pippen shot no good, gets it back. Dino inside of Caffey, outlet pass picked off by Kerr. Pippen.
In your face. Again, the C's getting into that up and down mode. That's the kiss of death for them against this club, especially even without Michael in there. So a lesson the C's, I think, are going to have to learn this year, Tom, against some of these stronger teams.
Well, Dana Barros shot no good. It'll be a 3-on-2 for Chicago, and that'll end the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
But not after Chicago has reasserted in an authoritative way, their dominance over the Celtics. It's 81-59 after 3.
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets...
Daniel France of Newton, Mass. And his player choice is Dino Raja. And if Dino scores the first Boston points of this quarter, Daniel wins 2 tickets to a Celtics game. And if Dino doesn't score first, Daniel still wins, only it'll be a Miller Lite athletic bag. So good luck, Daniel. Is Dino in there, Coos?
Well, seems to be toweling himself off. It looks to me like he's massaging his shooting hand, Daniel. So he probably knows you sent that in. I think you're in good shape. Meanwhile,
Judd Bushler will report in for the Bulls, along with Luck Longley, Randy Brown, Steve Kerr, and Caffey.
Chicago superstars have taken their positions back on the bench. Let's see if the C's can get this back to a respectable level here and still give themselves a shot at it.
David Wesley in, and Rick Fox. Dino working on Caffey. spins away from the double and will get the roll. And guess what? Daniel France of Newton, Mass., you have won the Miller fourth quarter shootout. So congratulations. You will be going to a Celtics game.
Had it all the way, Daniel. No brainer.
Dino can't finish off the three-point play. 81-61. Caffey will release. Has a nice outside shot, surprisingly.
Yeah, Caffey looks pretty smooth, you know, 20th pick. Big, strong 6'8" kid, and he puts it to the floor well, and he just displayed a nice outside look. Dino, however, taking advantage of it.
Rookie got buried behind Dino. Dino now with 14.
6'11" guy like Dino, experienced inside guys' eyes light up when they see a rookie come in and start trying to guard him.
Longley looking for some place to go, decides to take his own move. Now finds Bushler.
From Luke Longley.
Bushler was the hero last night. Came up with 13 second half points, replacing Scottie Pippen when he went down.
Dino once again working on Jason Caffey.
Bulls foul number 35.
Caffey played with Antonio McDyess at Alabama.
Personal foul.
But he will go to the bench as he has picked up his 6th personal foul, and that will bring in Dickie Simpkins.
Checking in number 8
for the Bulls.
Dickie Simpkins.
They should let rookies have 8 fouls in their first year, just because they pick them up quicker than anyone else.
Dino rattles it off the back. Good position by Longley on Montross for the miss. Kerr now. Longley rolls, leans, gets.
Longley.
Fake the pass, had Montross mesmerized.
Well, Minnesota's finally got a center they think is going to do the job, and that kid Garnett, the high school kid, but it's still strange that they let Luke get away. I mean, Luke, as I say, is no Patrick or Keem or anyone, but he still is pretty functional center in this league, given Minnesota's plight the last few years.
His 4th personal.
Didn't think they could afford the luxury of letting him go.
Watch this.
Bulls number 8, Dickie Simpkins. 2 shots.
There's Dickie with the good inside position.
Well, when you make that pass from directly in the corner down the baseline, you better really get somebody in the passing lane, and it's tough to do. And the Celtics never got this until it was too late. So Dickie misses both the free throws as they're having troubles from the line. Doesn't seem to matter. Here's Wesley working by. Longley lays beautifully to Montross.
Eric Montross.
And Montross now has 9. But the Celtics trail 87-65.
Free throw shooting may have been the only, I don't even know if it was a weakness, but the weakest part of the Chicago game last year. They only shot at 72% from the line as a team.
Pass off the pick will go to Wesley. Good up fake, gets him into the paint. Tries to lay it down as Longley took away his little leaner. 3-on-2. Simpkins with the slammer.
Simpkins from Randy Brown.
Foul will be on Bushler.
Bulls foul. Number 30, Judd Bushler, his 1st personal. 13 foul.
Rick Fox now will take some minutes at the 2-guard spot as Eric Williams will replace Dana Barros.
Rick Fox, 2 shots. Substitution for the Bulls. Number 7, Tony Kukoc for Steve Kerr.
There's the Simpkins jam a moment ago, set up by the good, quick, hard push by the free agent Randy Brown down court. Both of them just playing pretty good speed.
Fox now has 8 points and is 4 for 4 from the line. Randy Brown straight in cut, gets him an easy attempt. Quick outlet pass has the Celts going. Fox looking inside will find Williams. He turns down the easy jumper. And MICHEAL fumbles it away to Kukoc.
Eric, who said played well last night, has really looked lost out there tonight. Sees now without a choice they must up-tempo the game if there's any chance at all of getting back into it, which is unlikely, but obviously a slowdown won't do it.
Fox. And he gets hammered by Bushler. And Junior Burrow will come in and take over for Dino Raja, who will sit down with 14 points. And how many rebounds did Dino have, you know?
Number 5, Junior Burrow. For the Celtics, number 44, Rick Fox, 2 shots.
He had 8 at the half.
He has 12. And he's out-rebounded Dennis Rodman in the game so far. Well, Rick Fox making hay at the line. Celtics have taken more free throws at this point than the Chicago Bulls, but they have not been able to capitalize on that situation.
I'll tell you, Chicago better hope Dennis Rodman's somewhat erratic lifestyle hasn't finally caught up with him in terms of his basketball activities. Back-to-back nights now where he's looked less than what he has been in the past. And if they are going to be a threat for the championship, they certainly need Rodman at his best.
Well, he's incognito right now. And
let's check on his shoes, see if his shoes are on. Somebody said who would ever give him a shoe contract, and how could they pay him enough to keep his shoes on? Why would they pay him to take them off?
Kukoc leads by Eric Williams. So the Bulls turned it up a notch in the third quarter and have had a commanding lead here ever since with 7:23 to go. MLK's going to look at some of his younger players and get the style going. Pass picked off by Bushler. They'll go to Randy Brown. Does Chicago look like they got the goods, Coach?
Well, as I just said, you know, if Rodman is underachieving this year, they need his rebounding because that center position, in my mind, is suspect. Luke Longley and Wennington in playoff competition will self-destruct against a good center.
We'll have more. But first this.
Second personal, 13 foul.
Today, big news from the automotive world. Happy Sport utility buyers flock to showrooms for their first look at the 96 GMC Jimmy. And look at the savings. Now that's a lot of green. And speaking of green, Jeep owners are green with envy. Now the Jimmy tops Grand Cherokee with over 4,800 simoleons in savings. Would there be a better time to save? Get moving. See your New England GMC truck dealer today.
Everybody figures that dogs like to chase after things. Well, we do. To a point. But not over and over again.
Come along.
As for me, well, I don't go chasing after nothing that don't have soft hair, big eyes, red dog, bold yet smooth, easy to drink, and a real nice set of
Come here, Daddy.
teeth.
Coach Parcells on passing. You always want to have an open lane between the passer and the receiver. This way, you virtually eliminate the chance of an interception.
Good hands, Coach.
Here's a game plan that's tough to beat. Get any fresh-baked regular or low-fat muffin and a medium cup of our delicious coffee any time of the day, all for the amazing low price of $1.69. For a limited time, only at Dunkin' Donuts.
Family Entertainment is on UPN 38 starting at 5. It's Step by Step, followed at 5:30 by Blossom. Then at 6, it's the ever-popular Beverly Hills 90210. After the homework is done, it's UPN 38.
Well, old habits are hard to break. You better not let Phil Jackson see that. Maybe he ought to get shoes with zippers on.
Steps on Randy Brown. They're giving Randy Brown a sincere look. Randy Brown's been around for a while. This is his 5th year as a pro.
If I were Phil Jackson, wanted to be a wise guy, and given Rodman's history, I would, if I saw him with his shoes unlaced or off, I'd call his number, put him back into the game, and see how quickly he could get those suckers back on. I understand that last night he had a close call. Towards the end of the game, he unlaced him and figured he wouldn't go back in, and Jackson put him in, and he had to go into his quick tie mode.
Well, I'll tell you, he certainly distracted the San Antonio Spurs last year, who seemed to have been on a mission. And may have cost them a championship by virtue of how he entered the playoffs and had the coach leaning and squirming and what have you. And David Robinson, the talk was all about Dennis Rodman and not about David Robinson and what was going to happen with the Spurs.
It's just a shame to see a young man with as much talent as he has just literally not wasted, certainly significantly.
Full substitution, number 25,
neutralize it. You know, during his prime years when he could be getting so much more out of his ability, and it's not so much what he's doing to himself, but the impact it has on the players. I mean, the San Antonio man just wanted to get him out of there, regardless of what he brought to the team. As I say, he led the league in rebounding. How many teams want to get rid of a guy that, you know, can lead them to the promised land? And I hate to be a cynic, but I'll tell you what, in 40 years of playing and observing, I've never seen the book change on anyone. So I'm not surprised to see the laces still untied here in Chicago.
Eric Williams now with 10. Poor shooting in the first and third quarters has really cost the Celtics any chance of a win here, as the Chicago Bulls with Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and not an awful lot of Michael Jordan in this ball game, got their out going.
Shooting, turnovers, and basically the Chicago Bulls and Michael. Too much of all three. Not enough shooting for the C's, but too many turnovers. And Chicago just too strong a team for them.
David Wesley's three, no good. Long pass will find Bushler.
Williams, if you're looking for some silver linings, Williams continues to impress. And the Celtics did come out and give it an effort. As I say, they were overwhelmed, but I don't think it was because of lack of trying. Just couldn't execute the way they did last night.
Fox will get to the line once again. He has been the most successful Celtic shooting foul shots tonight.
Bulls foul on Randy Brown.
I'll give the foul to Randy Brown with 4:29 to go. Fox hoping to get to within 20, as Rick Fox's totals. Playing a two-guard right now, so the experiment of playing all four small guards. And you're looking at the Celtics brain trust right now, saying, well, when you play a Pippen in the backcourt, and I saw what can happen with Dana Barros or D. Brown trying to play Pippen. And a bit of a quandary for the Celtics, how they're going to utilize those four guards. But there's one thing I'm going to say, Kuz. If they're going to play the four guards, these four guards got to score. They got to find. They got to become offensive weapons. Otherwise, why have them?
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, though, Tommy, because from a coaching standpoint, I would discourage my guys. That's why I wasn't necessarily applauding the Dana Barros move. I know he's a good kid. I know he's got some talent. I know he can shoot. But its strength is from the outside. And if you've got 4 guards that feel they have to get their offense from the outside on a team with the skills or lack of that the Celtics have, you got problems. You're not going to even stay in the game, especially on the road, with the guard shooting from outside. So you say, well, they've got to get an up-tempo game. And, yeah, they do, but there are so many other teams that will do that better. And as we said on top, against coming into Chicago and trying to stay in the game with a team like the Bulls and their strengths, you knock yourself out of it early in the game. So then where do you get your offense from? Inside. Last night they went primarily early in the game to Dino and Eric Montross and Rick Fox in the paint. That's where they stayed competitive, I thought.
Well, we're going to get a look at Charles Claxton. And he was drafted by Cleveland. Waived by Cleveland, and there'll be a foul on Claxton, leaning into Luck Longley.
Immediately makes his presence felt. Unfortunately, he makes it felt in Luck Longley's back.
Phelps now with 14 fouls. Longley will go to the bench. Nice outing for him. Dickie Simpson has come in to see some minutes. Claxton shields that pick and roll play nicely.
Chicago always gets good ball movement. That keeps the defense alert and working at it. Eventually, it makes it easy to come up with a good shot.
Bushler. Give him a 3. He's got 7, and the Bulls have hit the century mark. Williams. Gives to Wesley, can't finish it off. Claxton right there for the cleanup rebound. And Randy Brown spent an inordinate amount of time trying to draw the whistle for an offensive foul. Never did get it.
The officials won't blow an offensive foul at this point in the game, especially without any significance to it.
Knocked out of bounds by Junior Brown. So the Celtics are looking at people, and at this stage, so are the Bulls. It's 100-80, Chicago.
Pickups are designed to be loaded with stuff, which is why we've loaded the mid-size Dodge Dakota with up to $2,500 in package value discounts. Buy or lease one by November 30th, and your New England Dodge dealer will also load it with a Mopar bedliner at no extra charge. And loading up a Dodge Dakota with a Mopar bedliner is a very smart thing to do before you load it up with anything more. The mid-size Dodge Dakota from America's Truck Stop, your New England Dodge dealer.
Last year, Sarin Durbin of Fleet helped over 140 families get a home mortgage because a dream isn't something you just want to rent. Carl Poulin approved over 900 business loans because your desire to succeed needs more than encouragement. And Beth Engel provided thousands of education loans so you could give someone you love a chance at a career, not just a job. At Fleet, over 20,000 employees support their hopes and dreams by supporting yours.
In business, you can't always count on having enough time. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison, and we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $500. These days, you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
It's time for the Dunkin' Donuts dunk of the game. Tonight's dunk of the game came in the third quarter. And the steal from Steve Kerr finds Scottie Pippen launching and projecting that dunk over Dino Raja. So congratulations to Scottie Pippen from Dunkin' Donuts, home of the original dunk. Wesley takes it away from Bushler. Slides to the layup. David Wesley has not seen an awful lot of minutes, but has 7 points. Alley-oop to Bushler as Williams got fooled on the play, lost sight of Bushler.
Boston foul number 51, Charles.
It's a credit to Chicago, though, even with the second unit, the game getting sloppy, a 20-point lead, that they stay fairly focused, and that's, again, what better teams, championship caliber teams will do. They keep looking for each other. You know, they're making a half a dozen passes. They're not looking for the quick first shot and just trying to create their own stats. Good sign, and I would assume a measure of Phil Jackson's control and discipline of the situation.
They switched out on him. Here's Burrow now. Draws the double team. Picks out an open man. Wesley left alone. Tries to bank it. No good. Burrow right there. A little jump hook. Rolls free right to the hands of Dickey Simpkins.
2 minutes in the quarter. 2 minutes.
Kerr looking outside. Kukoc will be defended by Junior Burrow. Also play by Bushler. Missed the layup and then pushed it back up. The foul will be on.
Bulls foul number 8, Dickey Simpkins.
I'll give it the foul to Simpkins. I'll put somebody with a green uniform on the line. I believe Claxton.
Bushler, an ideal guy to bring in off the bench. Big 6'6" kid who works his butt off at every phase of the game. Just a kind of inspirational player that you need coming out there. The Bulls have made good use of second-round draft picks. Kukoc was a second-rounder. Rodman was a second-rounder. And Steve Kerr as well. And of course, Bushler, as we've said. So I would guess that's about as many key guys as any team in the NBA has that was drafted in the second round.
You know, Bushler's one of those guys that didn't quite have the experience and didn't have the shot and what have you, and it's just come on, and it's been with a couple of different ball clubs, but he is a hustler. And boy, I saw him play at Arizona. I did some of his games, and I was really impressed with this kid. He reminds me of Havlicek a little bit, Kuz, you know, for that ethic.
Yeah, he's ideal on a stronger team. You know, if he's on a weaker team and has to produce stats, I don't think he's got the skills to do it. But with the pressure off on this team, where all he's got to do is go in and work hard, you know he's going to do that. And that in itself will make him an effective and valuable contributor to the team.
So Tony Kukoc will draw the ire of the official. Minute 17 to go in the game. But the Celtics had scoring problems in the first quarter. They scored 12, and in the third quarter, how many did they score? I don't have the stat sheet in front of me, and my man is gone. They scored 19. So for an up-tempo style, in the first quarter was really featured a lot of turnovers, so that they not even ever got a shot at the basket in the style that ML wants to play. So those are some of the fits and starts that you'll see in an up-tempo team, and not fitting into this thing comfortably against some good teams. Here's Claxton, gathers it in.
No basket.
And they'll say he took a walk. But he got up the floor pretty fast.
The game is broken open. It is commonly referred to as garbage time. Translated means this is when everyone's got to try to fatten up their averages. Team play pretty much goes out the window, but as you can see, Chicago keeps making the exchanges and creating the good shooting opportunities, getting it into the hands of their good outside shooters in positions they want to be at.
Now this is winding down. Here's Burrow, takes the fall-away Jay. Off on a gallop on the Bulls. The pull-up by Steve Kerr, no good. And from behind, Kukoc took a shove. So with 11.2 in the game, the foul will be on Eric Williams. And he will exit with 6 personals. Well, Doug Smith did not play tonight because of a fractured bone in his hand. Dino Raja had a bruised left hand, and it took him a while to get on track. And Greg Minor, who perhaps might have been able to play some defense against some of those bigger two guards, has been hampered with a hamstring muscle strain. Good pass from Dana Barros inside Wesley. Wesley now with 9 points. I'll bet she hasn't played 14 minutes. But that will do it. As are they going to win the championship in Chicago once again? Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and this man with the towel on his head, and probably 4 or 5 different hairstyles and hair colors before the end of the season, may have something to say about it. And ML Carr walks away and says, wow, coming out here and playing Michael Jordan and Pippen, with particularly starting to see the backcourt situation with the size hurting them as the Celtics lose it here at the United Center, 107-85. We'll be back with more, but first this.